This morning in City Hall, a hearing took place on recommendations to beef up the residency requirement for city workers. A policy commission recently called for tighter enforcement. Many workers are required to live in the city, but many others are partially or even completely exempt.
People who come from outside of the city cannot be that concerned about the neighborhoods or the schools or housing or any of the policies that the City Hall can make for the city. So I think it's important to have a very strong residency requirement, and there would only be exceptions in rare cases with a very good reason.
The higher wage earners, the folks that were making the bigger salaries, they were more apt to leave the city and taking those big paychecks to the suburban communities. There's something to be said for folks that cash their checks locally in our local business districts that support our neighborhood activities and events.
I was completely in favor of helping out any city employee who didn't, was fresh out of college, had college loans, and didn't have enough money to even rent an apartment. But I'm not in favor of it if it's a 10-year rule. Why should the taxpayers, give these caveats to employees who are going to be leaving after 10 years? And then they're going to sublet a nice condo, and live somewhere else. I mean, that's not fair to the taxpayer.
We're a safer community with police officers living around us, with firefighters living around us. We're going to be a cleaner community with public works staff who largely live in our neighborhoods. All of us in this room, when we are shopping, have a tendency to take constituency issues. So it's just a better connection.
We were largely left to whistleblowers, if you will, individuals who, for some reason, wanted to call the city and let them know that so-and-so had moved out of the city. And that's fine. I have no problem with people notifying when people are breaking the law. And they were, in fact, breaking the law when they did that. But we should be much more proactive than that. We should be enforcing this in a standard way that people can understand at the street level and in the neighborhoods how it applies, who it applies to, and keep it simple and understandable and enforceable.